people, it's your girl Adeola. So before I say anything, let me warn you, this episode is going to offend a lot of people. So you don't have to watch it if you're a man with ego and you think that you're superior to women. My brother, this is the time to turn off the video. Go ahead, just turn it off. Because you will not like what I'm about to say. But if you're still watching me and you think you have liver to stomach everything that I'm going to say, Adeola, let us talk. Can you imagine those senators? I don't believe it. My brother, you also don't believe it? God bless you. You're that fun. And it's not just those senators. I've seen all kinds of comments on the internet by some people that are celebrating that the Gender and Equal Opportunity Bill did not pass. Listen to this. As far as I'm concerned, any document claiming gender equality is a fraud, a manipulation by the gay rights movement to destroy the family structure. What are we talking about? What is this person talking about? How can I help this person? What has Equal Opportunity Bill got to do with introducing gay rights in Nigeria? Some people, you can't help them. This person said, if you believe women are equal to men, then ask your mother if she is equal to your father. This person said, God made man and brought woman as a companion to man. He took something from man to make the woman. Do you people know anywhere in the Bible which say that he made a woman? First of all, if I want to be a bad girl, right now, I would just say the first thing that my brother should work on is finding a smart woman that can help him in terms of constructing his words. It's very bad. But I'm not going to say that. The fact that God took a bone from the man's rib near his heart is to teach him how precious the woman is. So he can know that the two of them are one flesh. So he can take extra care of her and cherish her. That's besides the point. Obviously, most of the people that are celebrating that the bill did not pass, they have no idea what this bill is about. It's actually a treaty that originated at the United Nations in 1979, known as the Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, and it was open for signature to all countries. As of right now, 189 countries, 189, have signed and ratified this treaty. Now, this is the image of the countries that have signed it. The countries painted in green are the ones that signed. Wait a minute. Nigeria? Where is my glasses? Hold on. Is that not Nigeria? Nigeria is part of it. I remember now. We also signed this treaty at the UN in April of 1984. We signed it, making us one of the countries that said yes, so there should be no discrimination against women. The countries that didn't sign are in red. There are countries that did not sign this, and the UN did not force anybody to sign. So we signed it of our own free will. But it's not yet a law in Nigeria. Kind of like we're trying to look good in front of the international world, but we're not really putting it in practice at home, which is basically hypocrisy. And that is what the sponsors of this bill are trying to correct. They want the Senate to make it a law in Nigeria that no one should discriminate against women just because we're women. By the way, this is the third time that the Senate is throwing this bill out of the window. We've been trying to pass this bill for the past 8 years. This bill is not even talking about equality. That is what they've all been shouting. Equality, we can't be equal. It's talking about equal opportunities. This is a bill meant to protect our mothers, our daughters, and our sisters, your wives, my brother, and your girlfriends. Those of you that have girlfriends and you're not married yet, or maybe just your friend, and you're thinking maybe you could lead to something else. And this is a law that is supposed to protect her, whoever it is that is important to you. If passed, this bill will provide protection for women. Thousands of Nigerian girls are being trafficked every day. They are being sold into prostitution. This is the bill that is supposed to provide protection for these girls. They are taking them to Italy and all kinds of places and make sure that their abductors are prosecuted. Some of you that are celebrating that they didn't pass this bill, if your girlfriend is beaten up or raped, if she's not the daughter of a very popular person, do you know how many university professors force their female students to sleep with them in their offices at the hotel before they would pass them? Do you know? And guess what? It may be your girlfriend facing the dilemma tomorrow. The dilemma of whether she would pass or sleep with her professor. And she can't just go and report. Policemen would say, bring evidence. Bring evidence that you were raped. Evidence that your professor wants to sleep with you. What kind of evidence will she bring? And the professor can easily bribe the police. On top of that, she would never pass his class. Or why do you think most women that are raped in Nigeria do not report to the police. This is the bill that is supposed to protect them. You see, this bill, if passed, it will protect widows from inhumane treatment. Some of these people that are rejoicing, again, if your mother becomes a widow tomorrow, God forbid, but you just never know. There's no law to protect her if the family of her late husband insists on taking everything from her and her children. Apart from taking her properties, sometimes they force her to marry the brother of her husband, whether she wants to or not. This could happen to your wife, by the way, but I guess you don't really care unless you actually love her. This is the bill meant to protect her when you are not there. Right now, women in many parts of Nigeria are not eligible for simple things like agricultural credit loan for them to farm. I don't see what is wrong in a woman wanting to farm so she can put food on the table for her family, especially if she's a widow and has no one to provide for her. And if she's not a widow, farming means that she can also contribute so that the husband will have to be the only one working to take care of their children. This law is supposed to grant our women access to basic things like agricultural credit loan. Not only that, do you know that more than 10 million Nigerian children of primary and secondary school age do not go to school? Some people are saying that 10.5 million. That is more than the population of some countries. And most of them are girls. A lot of parents who are not educated themselves, they would rather have their daughters selling orange or bread on the street. Or don't you see them every day? Even though there are free public schools, if let's say that money is the issue, there are free public schools. This is the law that would insist that their parents should put them in school, even if they have to sell fish in the evening after school. In fact, some parents would rather put the boy child in school and not put the girl child in school. People will say, well, she will later get pregnant anyway. It's like they didn't even give them the opportunity at all to prove whether they would do well or not. If I didn't go to school, do you think I would be able to bring you this program that I'm bringing you every week? Some girls would get pregnant and then they will say, oh, the girl can no longer continue her education. But what about the boy that got her pregnant? She didn't do the same by herself, did she? This bill is also supposed to make sure that women have equal opportunity when they apply for jobs. I've heard that one bank in Nigeria instructed their female employees to make sure that they don't get pregnant in the first year of employment. So that means that if she gets pregnant, she has to abort it or lose her job. Hey, Nigeria! They have nothing against men having many children while they are working. Imagine somebody telling me that I cannot do this show because I'm a woman. Well, actually, I don't need to imagine. I don't need to imagine because I still get emails from people telling me that you're a woman. What do women know about politics? Just imagine that rationale. Some people, I cannot help them. Now, this part of the bill is what some of these men are afraid of. The part where the bill is meant to promote women's equality in marriage. But why? Why are these men afraid of being equal with the person that you are sleeping with? You are doing with her, but you don't want to be equal with her. If you don't want to be equal with her, why do you get married? You may as well just buy a slave and be sleeping with her. At least people would know, oh, that is your slave. You can do however you want. I'm not promoting slavery, by the way. I'm just, really baffled by how some people think. What does it mean to be equal with your husband? It means that the wife's opinion should also count in her marriage. Instead of just making all the decisions and announcing to her, it's supposed to be a partnership. If you want your marriage to be successful and enjoyable, not endurable. If you want to enjoy your marriage, you're supposed to make your woman happy. Let her feel valued. Ask her what she thinks. What is wrong with that? Even everybody knows that a household is only as happy as the woman of the house. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. A happy wife, a happy life. You're supposed to make your woman feel valued. If you make her feel valued and you cherish her, yourself will know a difference. Before you get home, the food is ready, the house is... When you make a woman feel precious, she will treat you like you are the best thing that ever happened to her. You never see them before. Some people will write me and say, I never knew that a woman can think the way you think. I will say, thank you very much for the compliment. But this is actually not special. A lot of women think the way I do. Maybe it's just that you never gave the women around you the opportunity to voice their opinion. Equality in marriage also means that you can't beat up your wife. No. It's actually a stupid thing for a man to beat up his wife. You and your wife are supposed to be one flesh. So it's like you are beating up yourself. Only a madman does that. Domestic violence is real in Nigeria. You have no idea what so many people are going through. Do you know how many women die in Nigeria every year because the husband beats them to coma? I've read so many stories, I've seen so many articles about women that died because their husband beats them and they don't want to tell anybody about it. it, so they don't report to anybody. This is the bill that is supposed to protect these women. Equality in marriage also means that a girl should have a say in whether or not she's ready to get married. Benny, you don't just announce to a girl, you're getting married. They don't even ask them, do you want to do this? No. And what happens? 13% of the whole world's maternal death happen in Nigeria. Are we the only one? That means that 36,000 women die during pregnancy or child delivery every year. 36,000. If you don't know what that means, let me break it down for you. About 100 to 140 pregnant women die in Nigeria every day. So as you are watching me, they are burying 100 pregnant women. And of the 36,000 that die every year in Nigeria, more than 5,000 of them are teenagers. Most of them from Jigawa State. And just because it's not happening at your backyard doesn't mean that it's not happening. In fact, if you've seen that movie by Stephanie Linus, Dry, the movie titled Dry, it will open your eyes. Nigeria also has the worst mortality rate in all of Africa. In the whole of African countries, a baby has a higher rate of survival than if he or she was born in Nigeria. And we have the second worst mortality rate in the whole world, which is why one time like this, they said that Nigeria is the worst place on earth to be born. And it's because of all these things that are happening in Nigeria now. 241,000 babies die in Nigeria every year. It means every day 600 babies die in Nigeria. 600 babies. I explained this in details in episode 159 in case you are new to all these facts. Corruption has a lot to do with it. The fact that we have 4 doctors to every 10,000 patients also has a lot to do with it. And unstable electricity plays a huge role.
There's no electricity. So, when they bring a labor in the night, what do? We can't just leave the woman to just go like that. Since we have torchlights, I have my other colleague. They will assist.
Flashlight. It's only in Nigeria that you deliver a baby with flashlight. So many things could go wrong. Do you think that these men care? Thousands of them develop vesico-vaginal fistula. Between 400 and 800,000 young girls in Nigeria have VVF. In case you don't know what VVF means, VVF occurs when blood supply to the tissues of the vagina and bladder is restricted during prolonged obstructed labor. A lot of these girls have their babies at home, or the doctor is not there or something. A lot of things go wrong, okay? The tissues eventually die between these organs, leaving holes through which urine can pass uncontrollably.
Abu got a fistula through childbirth. She was in labor for 3 days at home. Then she was taken to hospital and she had assisted delivery. Baby not alive and she developed fistula.
So you see them mostly in northern parts of Nigeria carrying portable latrines. They'll be carrying pole everywhere because they can no longer control themselves when it comes to urinating. The thing just comes out. There's a surgery that can correct it, but not many of them have access to this, by the way. 90% of them never get to do the surgery to correct this thing. They just live with it all their lives. Almost 1 million people are suffering from this.
It is the most terrible experience of a woman having fistula in the community. Socially, she cannot attend any gathering. Most of them are divorced by their husbands, rejected by their families.
These people don't care. Do they look like they care? And guess what? Every year, 20,000 others get VVF. 20,000 new girls. Is it worth it? Those of you advocating for child marriage, forget about religion. Just be a human being for once. What if that's your sister carrying the plastic latrine around? Or that is your daughter? Is it worth it? This bill is supposed to make sure that they put these girls in school until they are old enough to decide for themselves whether they want to get married or not and who they want to get married to. I don't know why we have to listen to somebody like Senator Yerima, a 55-year-old man playing with little girls. Where is the fear of God? Why is he the one speaking for 50% of the Nigerian population? I mean, you don't know that women are about 50% of the population?
So for the bill to provide that a widow shall automatically become the guardian and custodian of her children is in conflict with the Nigerian Constitution.
Hey, tell me, who is supposed to have custody of your children? If the husband dies, the wife cannot have custody of the children that she gave birth to. Who do they give the children? Please, somebody educate me.
Where she also says a widow shall have the right to an equitable share in the inheritance of property of her husband. This is also in conflict with the Nigerian Constitution.
I don't understand. Did she and the husband work together to build whatever they had before he died? Even if she wasn't working, she was taking care of his children. Okay, I don't even care. What do you mean a woman cannot inherit a husband's property? Who is supposed to inherit it? If that is in our constitution, then we need to change the constitution.
Women and men shall have the right to inherit in equitable shares their parents' properties. This is also in conflict with Nigerian constitution.
Wait, a woman cannot have equal opportunity as the male child in inheriting her parents' properties? Hey, my father and my God! So what happened to parents who have only girls? What happened when they die? Their properties are given to the neighbor because the neighbor is a man. Gone were those days when people were like, oh, you have to have a male child. No, a child is a child. And let me tell you, sometimes a female child is even better than having a male child. Do you know that women take better care of their parents than men do?
What the government needs to do is that they should now ask the religious leaders, what does Islam say precisely about women, and it should be implemented. Simple.
So what about those that are not Muslims, my brother? Do you know why Sharia is part of the constitution of Nigeria? Even though Nigeria is not an Islamic country, Sharia is there for those that want to be governed according to the Sharia law. So this one that we're talking about is for those who do not want to be governed by the Sharia law. Why are you depriving those that don't want to be governed by Sharia law? So you don't want her to have part of your properties, and you don't want her to get a job so that she can build her own properties, and you don't want her to go to school so that she can be educated and get a job. I heard that some people were also quoting the Bible to suppress the rights of women. Can you imagine this country? And where is the common sense senator when you need some common sense? Was he not on the floor? All these people. Who would have believed that our Senate president actually lived abroad for years? Well, do you know? Forget about him. That one beats women, so there's no hope for that one. Akpabio was sitting there and Yerima is saying all these things. Are you guys kidding me? Was it not the man that married a 14-year-old and divorced her when she was 17 so that he could marry another 15-year-old from Egypt? This is also the man that was arraigned for stealing 1 billion naira. 1 billion. Remember that he's the same man that cut off the hand of another man for stealing a goat. So if we actually be fair with the Sharia law and not practice it only on people that are poor, or people that are not popular, they should have cut off everything on him now. Yet he's the one trying to tell us what is right for women. Having said all that, I really don't blame this man at the Senate, you know. It's a male-dominated Senate. 102 men with only 7 women. So this should be expected. Let me talk to women, especially those of you women that think that women should not be involved in politics. You think women don't have any business getting in politics. Hopefully this is a wake-up call that in order for your voices to be heard, you have to be at the table. If you don't take part, they will continue to make decisions that will affect you and you have no say. And the women that are bringing up this bill at the Senate, it's not really for them. They can afford to take care of themselves. They are doing this for us, the common people. And the only way that it would work is if we women mobilize ourselves and become active. You know, I hear it every day that about 80% of the Nigerian voters are women. So don't tell me that women don't have power in Nigeria. We're the ones that are putting all these men in power. And keep in mind that as long as you are begging the Senate to pass this bill, they will not. They will not do it. No. In a situation like this, you don't beg. You demand. It is your right. It is your right to be treated equally as the other person. He didn't choose to be a man and you didn't choose to be a woman. Nothing spoiled. You have only one life to live and you deserve to enjoy it. If you can run for the office of the councillor at your local government or the chairman of your local government, find out where they have their meetings and become a member. And don't let anybody deceive you with that title of, oh, we will make you the women's leader. Is there anything like men's leader? We want to be governors, we want to be president. Why not? We can do it and do it better. Become active. I already told you guys that I'm going to be first lady someday. Hey, can't nobody stop me? Woo! Woo! Oh, glory. I feel it already. And for those of you who tell me that, oh, some women have not done well in politics, and then you name like 5, for every 5 corrupt women that have failed us in Nigeria, I can count 200 men that have failed us in Nigeria. So stop telling me stories. The truth is, as Dr. Abati said in his article about this matter, if you've not read it, go and read it. It is difficult to maltreat or cheat a woman who is fully aware of her rights. That is what these men are afraid of. Now, for those of you who don't like all that I've said, but somehow you decided to watch it, you know, do well. I told you won't like it, It's okay. I actually understand how you feel, because, you know, change can be difficult sometimes. I mean, there was a time here in the US that black people were not allowed to marry white people. There was a time that black people could not use the same toilet as white people. There was a time that women were not allowed to vote in America. Only men. Just imagine. So, change takes time. So I understand your reservation. I understand your reluctancy to see yourself as equal to another human being. But keep in mind that when it's a change meant for the betterment of the lives of people, you can only delay it. You cannot stop it. Eventually, the change will happen. It may take time, it may take years, people may die for it, but it will happen someday. So why not just get on board and be a part of it? Again, you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.
Growing up in Kenya, my sister and I were very close. But like any sisters, we fought a lot. She always got new clothes, and I always got hand-me-downs. Now she's putting her children through school in Kenya. We still fight sometimes, especially when I send money for the kids. I tell her, buy some clothes for the younger one, and we both laugh.
With nearly 500,000 locations, our app and online, this is moving money for better.
So speaking of women being more active in Nigerian politics, a few weeks ago, there was a video released by Pulse Nigeria, and I posted it on my Facebook page. And by the way, if you don't follow me on Facebook, who do you follow? Do I have to beg you? Let me give you 1 minute for you to redeem yourself. Follow the ladder to heaven. As I was saying, Pulse Nigeria did a video where they were asking people if they think that a woman can become a governor or president in Nigeria. Let me play part of it for you.
Woman, they will just be proud. They have to be proud. That is why I don't like women to be a governor in this country.
Why do men always say that women will be proud if they are in position of authority? I don't understand that thing. What about the men that are there? Are they not proud the way they treat you as if you're nobody? I don't get it. You can't just generalize that all women will act the same way. Oh, maybe they don't want a woman to tell them what to do. That's it. What is the big deal in the woman telling you to do your job if it is your job? Maybe this whole world will crash when a woman tells you what to do. I don't understand.
Some of them are shy. They're as a kind of scared of some things. A man can't be like that.
My brother, point of correction. Well, yes, women can be shy. Men can also be shy. I've met men that are very, very shy. I'm telling you, very, very shy. But why wouldn't they be shy? Because you never give them the opportunity. Give them the chance and they can prove to you what they can do. These people baffle me.
For a woman to be a president, actually, that's really bad.
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. What is bad in a woman being president?
For government, if it happen. But for my own religion, it no go happen like that.
In my own religion, it is not allowed.
The guy is not asking whether a woman can be the head at the mosque. They are asking about being the head of the country. But Nigeria is not an Islamic country. It's a secular country. You have Christians and Muslims and people that don't believe in either Christianity or Islam.
Nigeria is a very big and brave country. So bigger than a woman to rule. Unless Nigeria is divided, Nigeria is not the kind of country that a woman can control. So
it is a man that can do the job, and they've been doing a wonderful job so far since 1960. Look at where we are now. Look at how wonderful Nigeria is because men are the one in power. This is really bad. It's actually very sad.
My own opinion, it's not okay for a woman to be a president or even governor. Nigeria, is called the Lion of Africa.
First of all, my brother, it is the giants of Africa, not lion. Anyway, second of all, do you know that women are naturally so gifted that we're able to handle 10,000 things at a time?
Men are the head of the family, so women have to be under. So women can be only secretary or this kind of thing, but governor, president is not possible.
Did you hear him saying that women can only be secretary or something like that? See, he's not the only one. A lot of men see women as only in the position of like secretary or treasurer. I don't know what they're afraid of because each time that I've seen women in charge, they do a better job than men. I'm not talking about the 5 women that are corrupt, which you're about to bring up again. It's as if Mrs. Dora Akunyili never even existed. This woman did so much during her time. All the corrupt people in that ministry, she took care of every one of them. And she was a woman. What is he talking about?
What can you say about countries like Germany where a woman is the head of the country and they're actually doing better than a country like Nigeria where a man is the head?
That's the developed country, the developed world, not here in Africa.
Ooh, snap, my brother. Before you open your mouth next time, at least do some research. You should at least pull the guy aside and say, oh boy, Are there female presidents in Africa before I say the next thing? You don't have to just yaya yourself like that. My brother, there are female presidents in Africa. Anyway, the video is really long. You can watch the full thing on YouTube. Pulse Nigeria, they have a YouTube channel. You can watch it. There were also women, by the way, that they interviewed. Some of them said it's okay for a woman to be president or governor because they will bring up the issues that pertain to the welfare of women. And there were also women that said, no, it's not allowed. A woman cannot be in position of authority. Like I said in my first story, you know, change takes time. The US now has a female presidential candidate. We'll see what happens during the election. But a lot of African countries are already ahead of the US. They have female presidents in different African countries, female prime minister or female vice president, and a lot of Senate or the parliament have equal representation of women in different African countries. Nigeria is actually the one still backward. But don't worry, it's only a matter of time. You know, you can only delay a change that is meant for good. You can never prevent it. Someday it will happen, whether you're alive or you may be dead at that time, but it will happen. So I want to know what you guys have to say about this, and please don't base your opinion on religion. We're not talking about religion here. We're talking about a secular country. Nigeria is, again, a secular country, and don't base it on sentiment. So let me know what you think. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So before I leave today, I like to read some of your emails. And first of all, let me just share a video that was sent to me by a viewer that lives in London. He tried to renew his sister's international passport. And on the website, the embassy said that they don't have 32-page passports, that they only have 64-page passports. And you know, the price of that one is higher than the one of 32 pages. So he paid for the 64-page passports. When he went there to pick up the passports, they gave him a 32-page passport. And he said, okay, I paid for 64 pages. You told me you didn't have 32 pages at that time. Now you're giving me 32 pages. Can you give me my change? And they said no. They refused to refund these people. And then this is what happened.
You told us when we were paying online that we're paying for 64 pages. You don't have 32 pages. Yes. And when we pay for 64 pages,
my people, you see how Nigerian government is scamming their own people? Hey, Nigerian embassy in London. Why now? Nigerian embassy in London. There is God now. Return this man's money and everybody else that you scammed. There is God. And then they will act as if they didn't know that they put it on their website, that they only have 64 pages. They don't have 32 pages. So that people can pay for 64 pages. And then on top of that, you know, there are all kinds of fees you pay at these embassies that you don't have receipt for. So the first email that I received is from Pastor Joshua Adesoya. It's a long email, but I will tell you the summary. He was a student of Government College in Lagos on Eric Moore Road in Surulere. He was a student there from 1985 to 1991. So now he sent me pictures of how dilapidated the school is. Yeah, so you can imagine, yes, I put all the pictures on my blog, by the way, adelafayehun.com, because it's a lot of pictures that he sent. And the issue is that the government has refused to fix this school. And the ridiculous thing is, those that graduated a long time ago, like himself, the alumni, they wanted to renovate this school. The school authority did not allow them because it's a government school. And the government refused to renovate the school. So you didn't do it. You didn't let those that wanted to do it, do it. The Lagos State government should do something about this school. It's very sad, very, very pathetic. And the last email that I would read is from my Cameroonian brother. And he says, hi Adeola, I'm Masango Sone from Cameroon. I'm writing to compliment you on what you're doing on educating and informing Africans. The situation we are in is terrible, and we really do need people like you from all over Africa. I was also glad to learn about our first daughter's use of our tax money through your program. He's talking about the daughter of the Cameroonian president that I talked about a few weeks ago. Please keep up the good work you're doing and keep an eye on Cameroon for us. Masango, thank you so much, my brother, for writing. I have way too many Cameroonian friends, okay? So I just have to visit Cameroon. Plus, you guys cook good food. Woo-hoo! Have you eaten food cooked by a Cameroonian before? I'm telling you, my brother, tastes like heaven, heaven. Anyway, so thank you so much for writing. That's all the time that I have for emails today. Please keep sending your emails to adeola.keepingitreal@gmail.com. Alright guys, before I sign out, if you're living in Boston, whoa, do not forget to get your tickets to come to see the show next month, April 16th. Myself and Dr. Damages, of course, that troublemaker, I know. And his nurse. Yeah, so Tomato Juice, do well. She's coming. It's going to be wonderful. Make sure that you get your ticket, okay? You can get it on this website. You can go online to get your ticket. And if you would rather buy physical tickets, you can call any of these numbers. If you're living in Boston, that is. Make sure you buy your ticket on time. I cannot wait to meet my people in Boston. I'm so excited. Like, you have no idea. We've planned so many things for you guys. We even spice it up more than the one of New York. Woo! 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 All right, y'all. It's been real. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.